Namaste. Hello, hello, and welcome to Monday Magic. Coming here live from Merida, Mexico, in the Yucatan. This is an incredible moment to be together, June 20th, 2022, on the eve of solstice. And I know we have so much to share with you. I'm Jess Juntanen, and I'm here to welcome you into this evening and to really set the stage for what is an incredible, amazing evening to be together. And tonight we really did. We opened this to the entire world, the entire universe, to come be part of our Monday Magic Minga. And if you've never been to our Monday Magic Minga, this is our time to really come together in an intimate place. This is generally our Zoom webinar, our family, our time to really share and receive the deeper teachings and wisdoms, and also attunements and all kinds of amazing surprises often happen, sometimes ensoulments. We never know. As lineage holders, this has also really become a keystone for us to be able to connect, for us to be able to be with one another and up level ourselves and really have the support, because this is a year unlike any other where we get to soar and embrace and live our dreams and create our reality. And that is what we're doing. But we must be together and unified. We must be in this energy of really holding that which is the highest potentiality and doing it together, because we're making a difference. And really, that's why we keep coming here and showing up, is because this is what's making the difference. This is what's supporting humanity. This is what's supporting our planet going forward, is us coming together with shared intention. Monday Magic lineage holders unite together, right? And really coming soon in July, we're going to be together for lineage holders. Very important, very timely and profound journeys on the full moon and the new moon of July. So you really do want to get in there and join that. You know, we're asking for as little as $1 donation. And the sooner you register, the sooner you're in the energy of that container and contributing and expanding. Let's get 1,000 points of light and beyond in there to really shift the balance of the planet. We need to come into a harmony. And tonight, it is all about the harmony and the flow that we're creating and calling in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining in this moment. You know, as I've shared, if you've been coming in, I'm Jess. I'm here to just really help us hold this space. So what are you doing this evening to really invite the sacred and the divine into your experience, into our shared container? What's the vision you're holding? How are you taking care of yourself this evening? Are you taking the moment to just put down any distractions or anything else, and allowing yourself the gift of you and to really cozy in? Profound time of share, and we never exactly know where we're going. And tonight we get to have a lot of incredible gifts, because we have been here in the Yucatan. Shri, Master Lady Kira Ra, myself, Dana, our whole group of beings that I know are all watching us right now and hanging out in the lobby of this incredible, beautiful hotel. And we have spent the day at Chichen Itza. Everyone's been coming in from everywhere. It's been our first big day together. So, you know, and it's going to continue. So, you know, it's a very magical and incredible moment that we get to all be here together with you, and you are here with us, because this ignition point in Mexico matters. This moment matters. There is this energy of harmony and balance that needs to be restored. The divine feminine, the divine masculine. I know when wisdom teacher Sri Ramka and Master Lady Kira Ra join us, they're going to be sharing in-depth understandings of exactly what's happening with, you know, the Ascendant numerology right now, the calendar, like what is relevant that you really need to hold in your consciousness, and rewatch this again and again. That's a reason to register for Monday Magic in and of itself. If you're here, you know, joining us and you came in the free link and we're streaming everywhere because we wanted to open this to the world, you know, like you got here for a reason, and for a very small contribution, you could be here twice a month and really contributing. It's, you know, this is sort of you serve the world, because your contributions all 1,000% go to supporting our projects. Pyramid of Peace, we're going to get that update tonight. We're going to get, so many goodies. We have the clinic that you're supporting. We have just miracles that happen because of us coming together. So your contributions really do make that difference. So, this is our pass the plate. This is our moment. So welcome. If you have just joined us for the first time, say hello in the chat. There's a beautiful community here. We have the Q&A feature going on tonight. If you want to ask your questions live with Shri and Kira in real time, you can use that Q&A feature. And please, it's about questions about the energies, what's happening right now, what's going on in the world. Do you want some context or something being shared, but not personal questions, but anything that is coming forward in your heart. There's a lot going on right now in this world. What do you need some context with or support with, or anything that we're sharing that you're like, hey, I want to take a deeper dive into that or explain that to me? Please ask your questions, because if you're thinking of your question, someone else out there is probably also thinking, oh my gosh, I wish I asked that too. Don't hold back. Put your Q&A in there and put it in there early so we can really get to it and spend the time with it. And, you are here for a reason. You're making a difference. What can you do to get settled in for this moment and this time? Maybe you have a little candle lit. Maybe you've cozied in, you've got your tea, you've got your water. How are you taking care of you for this next hour or so journey that we're on together? And we got to say hello and thank you to everyone here and everywhere we're broadcasting: YouTube, Facebook, our friends at Sign, World Unity Week. Thank you. We are so grateful that we are all here together and that this moment can be shared with the world, because we opened our doors tonight, guys. This is the moment where we're not, holding back anything. We know we need the support, the energy, and the love of anybody out there that is connecting with this stream right now. And if you want more of this, please come back with us. We'll be together. July is our next meetup, right? So get in there, go to shriandkira.com, register for Monday Magic. Maybe Sue or, our folks down in the lobby that are watching together, you can put it in the chat for us, get the link up to lineage holders, and come join us in July. Get that link up there, right? Because you really, if you are one that came here that said, I know I have a mission and I'm supposed to be here to help humanity, you're a lineage holder and we need you. You are needed and we have been called to action. So you're being activated right now by connecting with us in this moment. So I just got to share my gratitude, my love. I'm so grateful to be here and hold this space with all of you, and to welcome in our incredible mentors, teachers, fearless leaders, incredible ones that are going to be sharing with us so much this evening. If you are ready to come in and say hello and welcome us with your amazing presence, this is Master Lady Kira Ra, Wisdom Teacher Sri Ramka. Hello.
Hello, sweetheart. Hello.
Oh, thank you, Jess.
Oh, what a blessing.
What a delight to see your glowing face, and that endless corridor next to you is a symbol of the portal of the infinite connection.
It actually reminds me of today, one of the final places in Chichen Itza where there were all of those beautiful pillars, and feeling that movement and that energy. And so thank you for bringing that forward for all of us. And thank you I think Jess is literally sharing a room with us. I think her door is next door to our door. So thank you, Jess. And to all of you that are here in form down in the lobby, whether you're over watching us at YouTube or here in Zoom, thank you for being here. Yes. And for the blessing of this moment of really coming together in the harmony of peace.
Yes.
So let's just bring our hands to our heart and start there. In this moment, I am peace.
I am peace.
I am peace. And as the foundation, then when we have that peace, which is the stabilizer of the root chakra of the body of form, we are able to move consciously that ascended presence into the second chakra and stabilize unconditional love. I am love. So starting with I am peace, we're lifting that to our second chakra. I am love. Breathing in. And then knowing the radiance of that firm foundation of peace that invites that love to feel safe enough to be, comes forward that third chakra, ignited as the joy of service and form, as the steady foundation to support your heart to move into the ascended presence. I am joy.
I am joy.
I am joy. I am peace. I am love. I am joy. And I am here. Ignition as the sea of neutrality. And so we welcome you, those of you that are here for the very first time. You're catching a very special experience of Monday Magic. As Jess mentioned, we are here live in the Yucatan. Our peace altar, our sacred altar is already, if I stand up for a second, to give you guys an idea of what's already going on here. This is my full ceremonial headdress. You will be seeing me wearing that, of course, on the 22nd. But all of the pieces you see here have already come forward as part of you, as part of this incredible experience of World Unity Week, of unity in and of itself, and of the blessing of saying yes to peace, to the peace that is the foundation of our love and our joy. This is a big, big moment for humanity, and it's a big Monday Magic. We have so much to share.
There are miracles that we're going to be sharing and lots of insights, but I want to just continue on with this theme that peace is the foundation.
Yes.
Nothing of nourishing value is created if peace is not activated. Because when the peace is not there, then we are reacting rather than acting. Acting is applied consciousness. Reacting is the flight or fight, the emotional reactivity, and it creates rebounds and ripples that then have consequences that require ever more attention.
Yes.
And so, beloved ones, every moment that we breathe consciously, opening our heart centers and holding the thought or declaring verbally, I am peace, we widen the gateway to a state of being that has positive consequences all around the globe, because peace is the energy of creation. Peace offers permission for all beings to find their way home. And together we're going there, aren't we?
Let's take in a moment and breathe in that peace, because Shri, I'm really floating in the energy that you're sharing with us, and just really bringing that attention, into holding that frequency. We want to share with you a little bit about what's happening in the moment, because as part of our commitment to you, the beloved ones that hold open the sacred gateway of Monday Magic that began when COVID first came on the planet and we were together all the time, and to have birthed this experience of expansion, to be here now is not an accident. Bringing our hands to our heart, I want you to just breathe into the awareness of this month of June. Remember that June is a month of awareness. And in that month of awareness energy, everything is illuminating around you. So that which has been hiding in the shadows and perhaps even hiding through its own illusion or sharing of that which is illusion can no longer be allowed, meaning that there's just too much light. So what you're seeing is lots of tantrums. There's lots of tantrums right now. And those tantrums are very much about the energy of, why does it have to change? Why can't it's like the ego having its last moment and saying, I don't understand, help me, help me, help me.
Don't disturb me.
Right? Please, I'm afraid. Because at the end of the day, no matter what it is, no matter what stone has been thrown at you, it has been thrown by one that is afraid. They are afraid because when they look at you and you are in the authentic beingness of the empowered that which I am, that mirror is so bright and that illumination so clear that it is either met and amplified through the radiance of the eyes of the others that are awakened out in the middle of the field co-creating, or it becomes a mirror so bright that it's challenging to look at. And so that's the moment that you have chosen to stand in the brightest, whitest light. And Shri and I want to share with you that in that energy of right now, I think we should start with there have been so many miracles and so many things that have happened that we feel the only way to really share this with you is to share it with you exactly as it happened, because we know that what has been happening and what has been going on with our journey to this point matters. So as Jess mentioned earlier, it's kind of sit back, grab your, I made it in a travel mug. There's a lot going on, guys. The miracles are insane. And so let's begin with we're going to show you I want to show, can we share? I want to show you the Ascendant numerology, because I want to begin right there. I want to begin with what just happened on the 18th. So remember that on June 18th, the Mercury retrograde post phase completed. And that is the 11. And that 11, if you look at the physical form and consciousness, you notice that it's that divine energy. It's that left side divine energy. So that just happened. And what's even more important to note is that that came in only 4 days after that goddess supermoon that was all about star consciousness ignition. It was about saying yes to your highest potentiality outside of all limitation, allowing the emergent. Imagine and literally give yourself the gift. If there was a blank check put in front of you right now, what would it look like? What would you do? How would you create it? How would you bring it in? Because you have that blank check in your power, in your own experience. Right now, it's right in front of you. It is yours to command. And so when you look at that goddess supermoon of the 12th, of that star consciousness that then came flying into your divine energy on Saturday the 18th, which was also when World Unity Week began, right? Look what's happening as we speak. This is our culminating Monday magic in June, and everything that happens after tonight matters until we get together on July 4th and then are able to hold this bridge long enough to get the July 13 moment before us. June 21, the solstice, is amplified through the June 22, 2022 expansion. And they are combined as one energy, but you need to look at them individually. You have the 4, which is the root. It is the peace. It is the peace, and that is the solstice. The solstice is coming forward and saying, this is tomorrow. We are in this energy now. This energy is saying to your body, to the essence of that which I am. It is that cross of perfect balance. It is the peace that the body is able to trust the you, the ascended being that I am as you are. And then you look at that 6, and what is the 6? It's the love. It's the June. Remember, June has been all about anchoring unconditional love as that second harmonic of the 4 waves. And here we are, we're building up. It's that peace and it's that love. And then together, so starting right now, holding peace, holding the peace, seeing the peace, staying in the transcendent smile right now, holding that energy, feeling it, lifting it up, combining it with the energy of your co-creative power, that incredible unconditional love, and then bringing all of that to balance that divine energy as the 10, which is the mirror in manifest form, which then will bring us back to our star consciousness again at the end of this month. This is that moment where everything is throwing a tantrum. Yeah. The question is the master here to love it enough that it can relax and go, wait a minute, you mean this gets to be fun? So today, Shri and I, just to give you a little, and 20 beautiful people that are downstairs and all around here with us right now, we were in Chichen Itza, and similar to the same experience that had Shri and I running out of Cancun in less than 24 hours, all we saw at Chichen Itza during the day today was a cheap amusement park. I felt like the money changers at the temple. It was so hard and hawking there, and all of the sacred, all of it's gone. And we dared to open with a circle where we ended with hugging each other, where I was promptly alerted that that would not be tolerated. Where showing peace, love, and joy, where showing reverence was considered to be suspect.
Yeah. You know, one of the things that struck me is that the Maya have traditions of profound cosmic connections.
Yes.
and wonderful knowings about the cosmology and the calendars of the great cycles, etc. And reverence for the cosmic. Now, every sacred site on this planet has its pure peace that is sacred and beautiful and a wonderful activator. And then there is, of course, the history of the site. Well, what seems to have happened here at Chichen Itza is, in the interest of tourist revenue, the only thing the government seems to be recognizing at this time is the history and the opportunity to offer the superficial and keep the crowds moving.
What was so fascinatingly beautiful, and sincerely, we're sharing this with you because with all my heart and soul, I have no reason personally to ever go back there again. It was an amazing blessing to be there, and to, 40 years ago I was there. I've been there many times, and I remember climbing the pyramids, and I remember being able to go into all the rooms, and I remember the smell, and I'm so blessed now to have had that gift and understand why. Because today you must pay a guide that you must stay with the entire time. You are not allowed to even touch the walls. And it's basically, here's a building, and on your way to each building, your guide is basically taking you through a strip mall of the same souvenirs. So you may wonder why we're sharing this with you. Well, 2 reasons. It was the same thing that happened when we were in Cancun. When Shri and I arrived here a few days early, because 20 years ago we spent our first honeymoon in the Mayan Riviera, we thought, wow, let's go in. We recently renewed our vows at the Cajas and the Guardiana de la Fe, so let's go back and have a little second honeymoon. And so, the universe always has other plans. And when we arrived in Cancun to what was supposed to be a Zen resort, when we walked in, the chaos, the greed, the ocean itself was crying. And as we sat in our room looking out into the horizon, what we noticed was every 10 minutes the same 10 boats would come out, and every 15 minutes the same 10 would come back, and that there was, all day long you could set your watch by it, and that there were other things that were happening in the laguna, and that the ocean herself was rising up and saying, do you hear me? And so it became in that moment, it became an overwhelmingly challenging thing to do and be a part of. And that's when Shri and I knew we had to leave for Merida early.
We live at Tosa Blue Mountain in Ecuador, and it's such a pristine, vibrant, natural environment.
We haven't left.
That we were a little stunned by some of what's going on in the rest of the world. Yeah. And this is not to.
This is not judgment.
This is not a criticism.
And we are building to why we're making this point.
But the thing I want to share is
everybody has their own experience.
Everybody has a choice, and these are all fabulous places to visit.
Please do.
However, it's important that we cultivate the capacity to look
Exactly.
beyond the surface, to
Exactly.
look deeper. And this is some of the sharings that we're offering to you tonight. Also, it's important to recognize that everybody has their own frequency and what you're meant to reveal and bring forth. And it became clear to us that Spirit had other ideas for our time here.
And so in that, we spoke to the management of that, the hotel we were at. There was a whole litany of reasons why they were glad to offer us a full refund, which is a miracle because we had prepaid for the whole stay. And we had to find our own transportation to Merida. Well, this is when the angels started showing up and the miracles started happening. And one of the most beautiful gifts was that right before Shri and I left, many of you know about the Guardiana de la Fe at the Cajas Mountains in Ecuador at the equator, where there was the Virgin Apparition site, all of the miracles that we have personally had happen there. Right, we were leaving. Literally, Shri was out the door. Everybody was out the door when I heard to bring my rosary that is from the Guardiana de la Fe, and to bring Padre Pio. So I also brought Padre Pio. And this is my little Padre Pio. So they came with me from Ecuador. And I mean, we were out the door. It's like, Kira, I'm like, we're coming. We're not going to miss the plane, you know, that kind of thing out the door. So I wrapped them up very lovingly. I threw this around my neck. And as Shri and I were leaving Cancun, we had the first of many miracles happen. And I'm just going to ask you to hold your hands to your heart right now. So we were driving the main highway. There's one main highway from Cancun to Merida. And Shri asks what you think would have been a very simple question. He says, why can't we fly from Cancun to Merida? And our driver says, oh, senor, you would think that's a very easy question to answer. He said, but let me tell you why. About 20 years ago, they put up a giant cross of towers, of cell towers. And as he's starting to talk, I'm getting sicker and sicker. And what happened was that this cell tower cross that was put up about 20 years ago, we were driving through the middle of it. And even as I'm sharing it with you right now, I'm trying not to reconnect with it because it's very hard not to. I heard thousands of mothers crying over dead children. And he's driving, and I'm like, I was like, please, his name was Manuel. I'm like, Manuel, please. I hear thousands of mothers crying right now. And he stops the car on the side of the road, and he's like, Senora, he goes, this is what happened. About 15 to 20 years ago, he can't remember exactly, seemingly overnight, what is a hundreds of miles cross of amplifiers of old microwave technology in harmony with all the other technologies was put up. And in what felt like one night, hundreds of villages died.
People got sick.
They got sick and just died. And so there, where we were on the highway, is where the indigenous still come today. And what he has told us is that since over those past 20 years, which at first it was, and he told us where the 4 points are and where this whole big grid is. And Shri and I are getting sicker and sicker. And all I'm feeling at that point is this high frequency that is literally harnessing the power of all of the cenote energy into a frequency of fear. And so we would have never had this conversation. We would have never known about this had we not said we must leave Cancun. Had the ocean herself not said to us, you don't want to be here right now. Take my heart with you and help me, but you go where you need to go. And so as we were driving and our driver started to get to know us, he said, oh, I see. I need to tell you about Isa Mel. And so I'm going to let you just feed that in. It's going to be our first photos and sharing because it all ties back to the Pyramid of Peace. It's going to blow your mind, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, so Isamel, as he began to share about another apparition site, another site where Maria, the Virgin, came forward, an energy came forward that was identified as Maria, and spontaneous healings, many people's lives began to improve, and that this statue was created to honor her. It was a beautiful statue. We're going to show you a picture.
And what's so powerful is that he's telling us the story about this, and about how her hair, she has real hair that they cut and it grows.
It keeps growing.
And this is, I'm going to show you, this is her. And we're going to be surprised group downstairs in the lobby. We're taking you here. And as we're talking about this, we're clear that we have to go there. And he says, well, you know, Pope John Paul II came here. And I shared with him that I was very, very blessed. I actually went to the Catholic University of America, and I was very blessed to actually touch Pope John Paul II on the shoulder right here. And there was a lot that happened when we went in to see this. And the most breathtaking piece that I'll share with you right now as we share some of the slides with you is that the entire city is painted gold, because it is the city of the golden ray. Yeah. That where this church, this cathedral was built is, of course, and we are going to be going there on the 22nd after we go to Lowell Bay. We will be going to Isamel on the 22nd, because it's actually built on top of a Mayan pyramid, and Cesar will be sharing all of that as well. And as you walk into the city of the Golden Ray, when you see these pictures, everything is real gold, and the apparitions are quite tangible. So we're going to show you some pictures and share with you a little more, because we had such a huge miracle vision there, that this is why we've been waiting to share it with you. Because here we have the incredible miracle. We have so many miracle Marias around us. And to have this come forward, this was an emergent moment, simply because we knew we had to leave Cancun. And we'll tell you how it gets to the pyramid, and you'll see it in a moment.
All right.
So many things.
No, it's fabulous. It's fabulous.
Yes.
So let's share some photos with you.
Yes.
We'll tell you some more.
Bring your hands to your heart. So this is the beautiful, beautiful town of Isamel, where we will be going. It is very close to us here at Lowell Bay in Merida. And Shri, let's begin with this one. No, let's begin with this one. So what we're sharing with you right here, now take a look at this guy, all right? This is the friar that founded this, and when you're there, when you're out there in front of that statue, and the reason we wanted the photo with the statue is his hands are abnormally large.
I'm going to zoom in.
Yeah, I hope you can see the zoom. His hands are
this.
Abnormally large, and his face is very, very stern. You know that this man had the power of life or death. And look at the symbolism of whoever created the statue of, like, this man had literally the heavy hands. And you look at the way that this was, remember that this entire thing was built on top of a very powerful Mayan pyramid, and we'll be bringing you all of those updates on the 22nd. But this is the gold town you see behind us.
All of the buildings are painted with this beautiful gold color, and you'll see the cathedral itself is painted gold, and it's quite a juxtaposition to see the energy of this friar.
Yes.
And we'll stop this share. We're going to show you some more. Because
now you walk around, and I don't have it with me. It's over there. It got wet today. It's drying out, but a hand, from the fibers of the ground, I got the greatest $6 hat on the planet, and you're buying it not from the ones that were the peddlers at Chichen Itza, but from, mommy who's making it, and you're supporting this little town that there are no tourists going to. And then you walk in and see if you see what took our breath away. Yes, here you go. So we just walked in to the church, and before we do any zooming, notice it. Maybe put in the chat, do you see it? There's a lot here. Shri and I stood there. I basically fell to my knees, because can we make it bigger, Shri?
Yeah, you want
we're gonna
to see
yes.
that,
The first thing we're gonna share with you is this is exactly the pyramid that we are building. Let's make it maybe even a little bigger, and it is the aspect ratio with the rising sun, and it turns out that this is the aspect ratio of the pyramid that of the Mayan that this was built over, that this entire place is about that pyramid. And then, Shri, let's go down to Maria herself, to the stained glass window. I don't know if you'll be able to see it here.
I have another
We
one.
have another one from the inside, but let's make it just a little bigger. And I think if you guys can get just a glimpse, yes, they can. She's violet. Just take a minute. She's violet. And she is the exact same violet as the Violet Ray Shiva at Tosa Blue Mountain. And she is extraordinarily powerful and transcendent. And when I was inside the temple, which we're going to take you inside next, and there were two more things that happened. While I was with her, while I was having my own experience, literally I watched, which is why I bought like everything, including I now have a golden rosary that we bought there, and all the other things. I literally watched her dissolve into pure white light. And I shared this with a couple people who were very eager to share with me what they all felt that meant, including these two beautiful little sisters, these little nuns who got a look at Shri and I. And
when we first walked in,
it was like, do I call the cops? And, buying just about everything else that was in her store later, we were best friends.
They surrendered to the love.
They really did. So you want to see her, guys? You ready? Bring a hand to your heart. Now remember, okay, this is real gold. There you are. There you are. Just breathe. And you're looking up about 3 stories tall here?
Yeah, a couple.
Yeah, that's
stories.
real gold, and look at her. That's her. So just breathe and receive. Just really breathe and receive. And we were the only people there. We were the only ones there. Yeah, woo! There you are. There you are.
There's a beautiful, beautiful altar, and the radiation coming from it was quite wonderful.
And as you, do we have the window from the inside?
Yeah.
So as you're staring here at the altar, so I literally was down on my knees. When you stand and turn around, you see her violet majesty coming from the other side.
So this is a zoom to the opposite end of the building that you saw from the outside earlier.
And I'm going to invite Shri to zoom in, because I want you to notice not only her violet presence, but as you go down, she's holding the keys. She holds the keys in this beautiful little rural Mexican town that is this sleepy little village that Shri and I were the only people that weren't from the village. It was pretty obvious. And to this stunning miracle and the revelations that she shared that we're still gathering. And so we wanted to share this with you because it brings us back to the pyramid again. Because as we have been here, things have been happening at Tosa Blue Mountain. And as we are now aware of this cross that is literally being used as a radiator on the planet, a generator to keep fear and a lot of other things going, it's obvious why the protection of Lowell Bay has fallen to our global Minga. It is because through the gift of passionate action, through anchoring this pyramid using the Mayan building materials, we have everything we need here to do the second pyramid here at Lowell Bay. By putting that pyramid up, we will begin to start balancing the imbalance of the entire Yucatan. There is so much perversion here. There is so much corruption here. It was a blessing from the universe to walk through Chichen Itza and to be able to witness the state of the experience of those that are seeking experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple other sharings.
Yeah, please. And
Someone
then we'll show the video.
Someone once said, where the light shines, darkness gathers. The Yucatan has great light. The Yucatan was indeed the Maya, and the legacy of the Maya. As Atlantis fell, many teachers came over to this continent, and there was a great uptick in the consciousness some time ago.
Yeah.
And one of the things that just kind of delighted me is walking into a, quote, Catholic church and witnessing cosmic symbology.
Everywhere.
I have one more thing I want to show.
Please.
Before we move to the pyramid.
Please.
I was really touched by this. I want to share this with you. So let's see, right here.
Yes.
So
We were walking out, and look what was hiding.
So I have a close-up I'm going to show you, but this is Jesus that has black skin.
It's a Cristo Negro.
And let me show you the close-up of it.
It's so beautiful. And there's the close-up. Really offer yourself a moment to look at how beautiful this is. And we didn't even know this was there either.
And to me, it was just so important to be able to get out of the stereotypes and connect with something that was more authentic and closer to truth. And I love seeing that in the church. And so I wanted to share that with you tonight.
It was really quite an extraordinary moment. It really was.
And so back to the pyramid energy.
I wasn't sure if we were having an earthquake.
There's some storms.
There's some storms, guys. So I was like, okay, all right, Jess, are we having an earthquake? Okay, go ahead.
So two things. We're giving you a lot of information tonight about Yucatan, the Maya, the Merida, but this is all delightful miracles for magical Monday sharings. And one of the things that I want to mention, Kira alluded to this earlier, is that many of the cathedrals in South America were built on ancient ceremonial sites from the Maya, the Inca, etc., because these indigenous peoples found the energy spots. Okay, and this is no exception. The cathedral here at Ishmael was built on what was a Mayan pyramid.
Yes, and we'll be getting that whole story from Cesar himself.
And so one of the things, when I first went in the cathedral, I went, wow, this has got a lovely frequency.
You can feel it.
And I just said, these people, they really did well. And then it dawned on me that they're getting a boost.
That it was built, because when we were in Peru, it was the same thing. And the one thing we knew, that it absolutely had to be built on ancient Mayan site, but nobody there was talking about it, and there were no signs about it. And then when we mentioned to Cesar, he said, well, of course. He goes, don't you know it's built upon this pyramid? I'm like, no, we didn't know, but thank you for the confirmation. And let's get that story to you. So you see, all of this is coming together. We are bringing it all together. And humanity is at a point, and I want to go back one more time and talk about these tantrums. Because in the moment that we are in for all of humanity, each one is being invited to awareness. This is a month of great awareness, and it is awareness with a potentiality of a greater opportunity for progression in a rapid, very quick succession that is absolutely threatening the status quo. So it's either like today, when we were all leaving Chichen Itza, and after this incredible experience that we had and the whole money changers at the temple, not only did it rain, oh baby, it's probably what's rocking the boat on our building right now. It rained, and it felt so good and so cleansing and so wonderful and so freeing, because what the universe was saying was, go be renewed, be restored. And so every one of us, my hair is still wet, every one of us was drenched to the bone. I mean, you couldn't avoid it. Even the ones that tried, you just couldn't avoid it.
No, we were walking in the rain, and that turned into dancing in the rain and celebrating the cleansing. And so much delight there, so much opportunity to both be part of the history, part of the energy, and part of the cleansing.
And to remember, When the rain starts falling, how will you respond? There were many in our group, including the guide, who wanted to stand somewhere where it wound up being flooded, where you would not have been able to stand much longer. Or it was, let us say yes. Because when we left, we were, each one of us, literally gifted with this presence of all new. And that's where humanity is at. We are each standing naked in the rain. Are you dancing or are you hiding? Are you afraid? Are you needing an umbrella? If you are ready to say yes to you, all the global Minga is saying yes. We are here. We are ready. We are open. Guide us. Together we are so better. And that is the moment at hand. And we want to remind you that, please, if you have questions for us, you are welcome to put those into the Q&A. If you're over at YouTube, please go ahead. You would want to come over to Zoom and give us your questions, or Jess and Dana, if somebody can maybe grab questions from YouTube, because the night that we are at, this moment for humanity matters so much, because of this temper tantrum energy that is experiencing on the planet right now. And I want to go with one more share here for you guys. And it's very much about the pyramid of spiritual awakening in the energy of this June revelation. When the Merida dissolved, when this beautiful, beautiful Senora de Isamel dissolved in front of me, it was very much what you're gazing at right here. Very much, you see, this is like the cross of perfect balance illuminated in all of its radiance spinning. And it was very much the reminder and the message that we are at the moment where ascension consciousness in its full embodiment as the ignited I in form is holding a gateway that is sustained solely through the portal of clarity. And I'm going to stop the share because I want to show where that portal of clarity is sustained through your multidimensional awareness. And this is the essence. This June that we are in right now is, remember, it is an awareness of your ascended presence. And in July, we're going to be dead on the experience of it. And this is why, as lineage holders, this is why tonight we are going to come together. And before we close tonight, we are going to go deep together into the energy of this, into that which I am as a seventh dimensional creator. And as you gaze at the multidimensional experience of that which I am in conscious form now, just bring your eyes to the bottom where you see it just says third. Third is the very beginning. It's that power of the nowness, right? It's that, oh, here I am, there I am, great. So we've now found that as a wonderful starting point. It makes us awake. And for many, it actually offers the lift into the fifth dimensional moment of becoming the witnesser. The witnesser of the witness is sustained through compassion of the self. This is where Buddhism, this is where the Buddha, this is that energy of compassion. To sustain compassion is to hold open the fifth dimensional gateway, and to remember that the fifth dimensional experience is simply that. It is a gateway. And that now, if you gaze at the seventh dimension, notice what you're noticing. You're standing with your wings as the bellows of creation. And Shri, this is the consciousness that has called us forward into this seventh dimensional witnessing, so that we may sustain ourselves in that ninth dimensional witness frequency again.
Yes. Everybody, let's take a breath together as we start to once again come into the fullness of our beingness.
Yes.
And a little less out of the mind and a more into the totality of being.
Yes.
And beloved ones, as we breathe together, please understand that we share with love all of these experiences. And I'm reminded some years ago we had a little home study class called Ascended Sanity. And there is density sanity and ascended sanity. And from the perspective of one, the other one doesn't seem quite so sane. And so for people who are deep into density, sometimes how we present to them seems a bit weird. I'm sure you can smile at that. The key that I want to offer to you is that all of us are straddling a bit these dimensional frequencies. It's important that you choose and continue to anchor in your ascended mastery, because that is the radiation that generates healing into the world.
So breathe that in, and remember that when that tantrum is happening, and we have many tantrums happening in all of the worlds of the medicines. If you haven't been to ShriAndKara.com, go to ShriAndKara.com and really take a look at the 5 medicines, all of those bodies right now. So in this moment, as we are moving through this awareness, this incredible moment of illumination, where all of this convergence and unity is coming forward, where all of these eyes are open, where everyone is saying, show me. That's the moment where the Yoga of Self-Ascension opens the gateway, and you can relax into knowing that everything you've wanted to see has just been waiting for you to see it. It's simply been in the gateway, in the portal, whatever wording, whatever verbiage works for you. It's irrelevant, because at the end of the day, it's still you. You are the 0-point generator. You are the eternal presence of the Taurus field. You are the law of instantaneous manifestation. And as you are able to fully embody that into this being of form, everything sustains. That is what's happening right now. And that is why Shri and I went through this experience in the Yucatan to bring us to you right now tonight, so that as we move forward into this energy tomorrow of that combination of the 21 and the 22 coming together as one unit, that 4 and that 6, that peace and that love, humanity is getting ready to do this. And it's always about steadfast commitment, focused awareness, and complete trust to stay the course regardless of that which is trying to take you off of it.
Yes.
And to remember that all distraction is a choice. When we come together again on July 4, and I know for those of you in the United States, that's a priority for other things, but perhaps offer this hour. Really mark the calendar now, because what a better day to say yes to humanity. July is the experience that will need us all to hold and be. And through this incredible illumination, the only way I can describe it is the butterfly of transformation. That cocoon is already opening. That's why this illumination is happening. This butterfly is already rising, and we're already on the flip side saying yes to that experience. So breathing in. Yeah, let's bring you in. I know we have over in the Q&A, Shri.
We've got a couple of questions here.
Okay.
So let's begin at the Q&A with Sarah, who asks, what is the title of the book with the picture of Mary on the cover?
So this we bought from the convent, right there in the old, and you can see this is actually the novena book, and it's really quite beautiful. So you can see, look. This is the picture.
So it's an active convent at this site.
And the sisters are adorable. They really are. Once they get over how we look. See, he might look familiar. Mr. Big Hands. There we go. And so this is the name of the book. It's just simply, it's basically the book you buy when you're there. And there it is. And there she is. And I'm sure you can learn more about her online. Yeah. It was beyond incredible, guys. I mean, a lot more to share.
All right. Astaria Serafina writes, Namaste, beloved ones. Please share what is the highest dimensional level of David Hawkins' scale of consciousness available in Ishmael, Mexico. And so the way I'd like to answer that is
Thank you for asking.
is that when we were at Chichen Itza today, I tuned in with the Grand Pyramid there, and it was vibrating at 355, which is not that high, really, for a pyramid. Versus when we
And
were...
what is 355? Just so people understand that.
355 is the level of human endeavor in density. 355 includes the highest expressions of courage and willingness to, it's like a stepping stone to lifting into the knowing of your ascended being, but you're not there yet. Versus when we were in the cathedral in Izamal, pardon me, the cathedral was vibrating at 505 in the love zone.
Yeah.
So that cathedral is vibrating higher than this Grand Pyramid. And I won't get into the whys and wherefores other than to say that frequency will inspire and heal. Versus the 350 is kind of like, let's just keep going with the struggle.
And what was so precious is when we were there and going into the consciousness expansion of all that is, the one thing that has been most beautiful is the invitation to the emergence of this journey. To remember that a pilgrimage is a very male experience. Think about even the word pilgrim, right? Very much has that masculine connotation, lots of rules, and the pilgrimage, very stern, very regulated, and we do it this way, and this is how this is done. Whereas this is very much a journey that is a feminine experience of creation, moving through a circular way of emergence, even so much as Izamal wasn't even on our radar. We didn't even know it existed.
Wasn't part of the plan.
But this was all because of showing up in Cancun and having what on the surface would seem to be a really bad experience as the universe saying, notice, you've been living in a bubble for a long time. Notice where the state of humanity is. Notice how this information is being received. And the gift of that is that it anchors that multidimensional presence of that witnesser, right? In that seventh dimensional witnesser, fifth dimensional witnessing of the third dimensional witness to sustain the totality of the ninth dimensional witness, the I am presence in form now as the law of instantaneous manifestation. This is the real quote work, is to say yes to yourself beyond your own doubts. And this is what's happening in the Yucatan. We are getting so much affirmation. And Tree, we've never shown them the video of the pyramid.
Right.
And
right.
I think because this has been, if ever, there was such validation that of course it was like a duh. Of course that's why we're involved. Of course that's why the pyramids are going up. Consider the blessing of, without any fanfare, without anything, this beautiful 72-foot tall Pyramid of Peace, the second one, built by the local indigenous using their materials, their forms of construction in harmony with all the waters, goes up to balance this cross of destruction that children died overnight. Imagine the healing when that Pyramid of Peace goes up here, and it's like, and that's amplifying from the center of the world in our little kind of crystalline Noah's Ark at Tosa Blue Mountain, giving a helping hand here, saying we've got each other. Mm-hmm. Then where do we go, guys? Where do we go from there? Let's build that bridge together. And that's what's happening back at Tosa Blue Mountain, and I think we should show them the video.
Yeah, we have a very brief video of the latest progress, and the thing I want to preface the video is that the vision of the pyramid is clear. The construction methodology of the balance of the masculine and the feminine, the bamboo and the mud, and all of this. And now there's this structural piece of the good foundation. And here we go. I'm going to show you the latest. Here it is. Woo-hoo! All right. Now, before I click play, This is that beautiful circular rainbow that occurred over the construction site the moment we began construction.
And you know, Shri, thank you for including that. I also want to mention, guys, that those are our prayer flags from when we were in Bhutan. We brought back 44 prayer flags because the Himalayas, the energy of the mountains of Bhutan as a rainbow bridge to the Andes Mountains in Tosa. And so there was just so much symbolism in this picture, and I want to thank Kyla, who's at home at Tosa Blue Mountain right now, because she took this photo. So thank you, Kyla. We're grateful.
Here we go. 30 seconds of joy. What fun.
Woo! So we're kind of glad we're in the Yucatan this week.
That was those WhatsApp pics were sent by the architect saying, "Here's what we're doing while you're gone," and I said, "Thank you."
And so, you know, thank you, because building a solid foundation is really what it's all about. And so we're going to move into our closing ceremony, but before we do, we just want to make sure if there's any questions that you've put them into the Q&A, or if you'd like to ask it out loud, you could raise your hand. And so we're just going to wait a moment and make sure that we're there.
There was a question that came in the chat
Okay.
asking about how to help our bodies feel safer during this time of agitation. And
Wow.
I
Yeah,
did notice
especially,
that come
and
through.
you saw the ascended numerology on the bodies, right? Because you've got all this going on up here and a lot going on down here. That is a very powerful energy that many are feeling. So Shri, yeah, let's talk about that.
You know, there are a number of ways, but the key is for the you to come forward and be the one that is radiating love to the body. So often we tend to think in the old style of thinking of subject object. You know, there's me, there's my body, there's my higher self, there's my personality self. There is one self. That is your ascended self. Everything else is a refraction. Everything else is a lens. And the first sacred union that is available to all of us is our sacred union with our body. As we breathe love into our bodies, as we reside in our ascended beingness, the radiation is one of peace, and that peace is reassuring to the body. So how do we bring more love to our body? Relax and trust your divine nature more. How do we bring healing to our bodies? Relax and trust your bodies more. Love yourselves. Love yourself more. Love your body more. Be kind to yourself.
It's taking in a deep breath, really bringing that in, letting it out. Let's take a moment right now. And if you're seated, let's uncross those legs. You want to make sure that your back is as straight as it can be. And if you're laying down, then just relax as well. You could be walking. You could be gently walking right now. Just please be mindful if you are. And offer yourself this moment of simply appreciating you. Just offer yourself a moment of appreciation. You are here at a moment through the sacred sequence of incarnation that has called forward the highest potentiality of all that you, as I am, has ever been. Appreciate you. And in this moment, offer compassion, that fifth dimensional compassion, that true compassion to all of the third dimensional self, to any frumpy grumpy, to any, egoic presence, to anything that would seek to stop you from being the full expression of the highest. And just love it more. Love you more. And relaxing into that, anchoring that compassion of that being, bringing your hands forward into prayer position, spine straight, out in front, breathing an Ave Saw breath in, ending with that smile. I am here. This is the signal. It is the signal to the soul. It is the signal to the heart. It is the signal to your divine presence that the active master is calling forward this moment, and that all that is below, that first chakra, that second chakra, that third chakra, can relax and melt into the peace, love, and joy of the blessing of you. I am here sustains the sea of neutrality as the field of creation. June is that moment where the field of creation, in all of its neutrality, is creating. And as you now are in that sea, closing your eyes if they are not already closed, inviting to thyself the depth of the recognition of the presence of that which I am. Dissolving into the field of awareness. And releasing into the sea of compassion. As a lineage holder, you have journeyed through Minga many times. As a lineage holder, Minga is that which I am. Your very presence is your journey, and your very journey is the presence that expands the all. As your heart comes forward now, as the seed of all creation, in this world of vast potentiality and co-creative nature, you are here with the spark of ignition as yours to command. Be careful what you ignite, for it is yours to tend. So allow it to burn gently, beautifully, steadfastly, and eternally, so that that which is ignited now may illuminate all, so that together we may again rise to say yes and restore that which has always been into the conscious experience of illuminated presence. Breathing in, receiving this gift. Notice your own illuminated presence. Notice your feet where all healing begins. Notice all that is sustaining around you, with you, and as you. And notice the peace, love, and the joy that is you, saying yes to humanity again.
you.